Everyone. Welcome back to the third episode of Sex Talk with Jade Innis. I am your host, Jade. Tonight we have with us Cy Demore, and we are going to be talking about homosexuality in society today and how it affects people. I brought Cy in tonight to get his side of how his life has been as a gay man in today's society. So, the first thing I want to ask you, Cy, is do you have more positive or negative attitude towards you since you have come out as being gay?
I've found to have a little negative and a little of positive. It's pretty equal.
Okay, and how old were you when you first came out as being homosexual?
When I came out, I actually got caught by my brother with my ex-boyfriend, um, and I was 17 at the time. He ended up questioning me about it. He asked me why I was holding his hand.
And was he negative about it?
He was more in shock and didn't really know what to say. He promised not to say anything to anyone, so I could tell people, but he ended up blabbing about it anyways.
Okay, I know that coming out to family and friends is probably got to be one of the hardest things you would have to face in coming out, period. Were you afraid for your family to find out?
I was scared, but he'd already told them, so I knew my mother wouldn't have cared much because she already suspected me of being gay, but my father didn't take it very easy. He's still in denial. He keeps asking me if I had a girlfriend.
Well, yeah, I would consider that denial. Um, but did they eventually become supportive of it?
Well, Asian parents don't really believe in the whole man with the man thing, but he ended up coming around and saying it's my life and it's my choice. Me and him don't talk much anymore, but me and my mother we became closer after I came out.
Well, that's actually an excellent thing. That's a lot better than some stories I have heard in the past. So, you do have the support of your mother. What about friends and family? Other parts of your family? Were they as supportive as your mother?
I lost most of my friends and most of my family supported me, but others kind of shunned me away and talked mean stuff about me. Also, so did my stepfather, who would never allow me out of the house because he was embarrassed of me.
Wow. That's kind of shocking that he wouldn't let you out of the house because I'm sure you've heard the horror stories about people or parents who actually kick their kids out of the house because of the same situation. Now, I know that with all the negativity, there's also a positive side to it. Did you feel like a weight had been lifted when you came out? That you could finally be yourself?
When I came out, I felt I needed to thank my brother for telling people because it made it so much more easier for me. And I I felt so much lighter, and I felt like I could finally be who I really was without pretending and hiding.
And I think a lot of people feel the need to feel that way no matter what their situation is. I myself believe that no one should hide how they really are for any reason whatsoever, especially for fear. Fear of how people are going to treat you is really one of the worst ways to go through life. Um, I know this is a question that a lot of people have asked, and how old were you when you knew that you were gay?
Actually, in grade one, I started having fantasies about men. That's when it all started. I was playing with Barbies and so on. Then about 14, uh, when I was sure about what I wanted, when I had my first sexual encounter, I never really had any attraction to girls whatsoever. I always pretty much uh, felt like I was female.
Okay, so you also, instead of just being homosexual, you also felt that you were meant to be a girl?
Yep.
Okay. Now, I know that this has been a pretty serious conversation so far. So, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and we're going to get to the weird part of the show. I know everybody likes this when we get to this point. Do you wear ladies' clothing at any point? Because I know a lot of men, gay or straight, like to wear ladies' underwear.
The only time I've worn women's clothing was on Halloween. But other than that, I normally wear men's clothing.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go to the audience and see if they have any questions for you before we continue. Does anyone have anything they'd like to ask, Si? I know, right? Because they're usually filling up the chat right about now. Leah asks, what do you think of the gay rights that are going on right now with marriage? And Callie says, where you live, it's legal to marry.
Well, thankfully, I'm in Canada, so it's legal here. But for Americans and such, I feel they need to allow it. It's unfair to hold people from love, and it causes so much depression. And all people really want is to be happy, like anyone else.
And that's so true. That is so true. Um, Yeah, like Leah said, but it's not everywhere. Even in some countries, they will kill you for it, and that's true. That's true, and a lot of that is based on religion. Sai, do you have a preferred religion?
I have none. I believe there's a God, but the only God I believe in is the one who wouldn't shun anyone away from, no matter what ethnicity you are, sexual preference, or gender. My God loves everyone.
And personally, wish it was always like that. Things would be a lot simpler. Okay, Leah, go ahead.
I think it's all in people's heads. When it comes to that, I know plenty of gay couples whose children have grown up healthy and made it through life. And some were straight, some were gay. You can't turn anyone into something they weren't. Uh, if a parent tried to turn their kid gay, then it wouldn't be right.
And that makes a lot of sense too, because I mean, it'd be like trying to turn your gay kid straight. It just doesn't work that way. Um, I actually have a question from Callie and Sai. You know, anything that comes from Callie is going to be interesting. No joking. You're right. Yeah. I'm asking. She wanted me to ask. So, Sai,
It makes kids grow up more accepting.
are you ready for this question from Callie? Alright.
Yep.
Well, this is a subject that we were somewhat discussing last week, so he should already know that it was going to come up. Sai, what are your views on rim jobs? Yes, we are now getting to that point of the show. This is what the people come for.
I honestly don't like them. I find it weird to have a guy lick ass then try to kiss you after. Men's butts are a little bit more hairy than females.
Gio, I do want to apologize. I don't think you realized you were getting into this and you agreed to do this. Yeah, wax the ass. Wax the ass. Oh, good lord. Any more questions, Callie? Size ass is smoother than chapstick. Interesting. Very interesting. Never heard that one before. Never. Oh, okay. Sai, Callie would like to know, are you a top or a bottom?
I'm a taker, which is bottom receiver.
I'm really trying not to crack up right now. Trying to maintain my calm. Maintain my calm. Okay, Sai. There is one more, kind of serious question I'd like to ask you. Other than being gay, do you think that you're any different than anyone else?
Honestly, I find myself different from the men out here, style-wise, but other than that, I'm just like everyone else.
And that's one thing I would really like to get across to people, especially in today's society, is that you're really no different than anyone else just because of your sexual, choices or whatever. But I think that a lot of people are scared, homophobic, and it's more widespread than people would like to admit. And I guess that's one thing I was kind of hoping to point out tonight with this show, is that you're not this big mean monster, you know, that people are making you out to be. It's not a disease, it's not anything like that. And a lot of people need to see there's nothing wrong with it. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, you should be free to do what you want to. Is there anything that you would like to say?
That's one thing about homophobia. They think being gay is a sickness and whatnot, but reality is homophobia is an illness. It's a phobia.
Right. It's a fear of. And no one wants to admit that they're afraid of anything. You know? And I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. My brain has failed to function. Is there any... Okay, let's go with this route. Is there anything you would say to someone who is wanting to come out but is afraid to? Do you have any advice for them?
I would say wait it out until you're ready, and really it all depends on the family situation too, because some family isn't accepting. If I had a chance to come out again, I would wait until I knew I had another place secure in my own place. Um, just in case something was to happen, like being kicked out, it's always crucial to be prepared.
Right, and that makes a lot of sense because, I mean, there's more than one kid out on the street homeless because of this exact situation. Um, if you had the chance to talk to someone who was homophobic and explain to them what it was like to be you, what would you say to them to make them understand that you are normal, that you're just another person trying to make it in the world?
I honestly wouldn't know how to talk to them, because in a homophobic's mind, we're nothing, and what we have to say means nothing.
And that is very sad. It's very sad that a lot of people are like that. I'm hoping to be able to teach at least one person that a gay person's not going to, destroy the world, basically. So that's one thing I was kind of hoping to point out tonight. Now, we do have another question from Khalil. Khalil asks, how do you feel about bisexual guys? Would you have a relationship with a bisexual guy?
I honestly, in my opinion, wouldn't date a bisexual guy. That's because I have trust issues due to my past experiences. Uh, but just like anyone else, they do deserve a chance, just like gay men. Bisexuals just have more options.
That is true. I myself have considered going down that road. I've actually attempted to a few times, but I'm just too freaking shy. Says the one who has the sex talk show, right? Um, I was wondering if that would get a response out of someone. Um, I'm trying not to ask too many, off-color questions for poor Gio to have to read off. Trying to be fair to him. But, Sai, I have asked this to everyone that I've interviewed in the past. Sorry, let's start with this one. Where was your most unusual sexual encounter? Yeah, we get into the good stuff now. Okay. Our interpreter seems to have come down with a sudden case of chat lag.
In a transit station, after me and this guy watched a movie, we went into the bathroom stalls. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine, that's fine. Sounds very sanitary. Okay. I guess. Okay. It's not your hands I'm worried about. Not the hands I'm worried about. Alright, does anyone else have a off-the-wall question that they would like to ask? Oh, while we're waiting on the audience to come up with a question, I have to ask this one. This is also a common question. What was your most embarrassing sexual moment?
Me and my ex were having sex on the pull-out bed, and we ended up on the side, and the bed flipped over on us.
That had to be pretty, I don't even know how to describe that one. And you said you also fell asleep while having sex? Was it that bad, or were you that tired?
I was tired from work, and my ex wanted to have sex, so we were doing it. Then I guess I passed out and started snoring. He woke up. I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. But he woke up and he woke me up, and I just said keep on going and fell back to sleep.
Oh, God. I'm over here dying. I'm sorry. So you just said keep going and fell back asleep. I don't even know where to go with that. That's just epic in itself. I can't go off of that. Oh, that's cold. He has a tiny penis. Wow. Okay. Just a question. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one wondering this. Is that why he's an ex? Ah, so he cheated. Oh, so it was like, if you want to read that, Gio, go right ahead.
It was like riding a pin that you couldn't feel, and he cheated on me.
Oh, Lord. Yes, we've officially gotten to that weird part. Okay, I can see it now. Just, that's a visual in my head that I'm not able to get rid of. Okay, audience, did anyone else have any questions that they would like to ask Sai? While I gather myself? Okay, Stills has asked, since you claim to be a bottom, would you do something that your top asked you to do that pushed your boundaries? Like say he wanted you to masturbate in a public place, would you do that for him and prove it to him?
I say hell no. I can prove I'm a bottom by showing you in the bedroom. Ask me to do shit. Well, asking me to do shit like that is asking for a middle finger and a goodbye.
Oh, very well put, very well put. Um, no offense to Stills, but I think what's still might be a little bit confused on being submissive and a bottom. I'm, I believe, I don't think that a bottom means they're submissive. Is that right, Sai? That just because you're a bottom doesn't mean you're submissive?
You can be a bottom and be a dominant bottom.
What I was saying is that a lot of people usually get this idea of gay couples from gay porn, which I will admit I like gay porn. Okay, I watch gay porn. I like watching men. Don't judge me on that. And when you see these, you see the little skinny guy with his face being pushed down into the bed, and this big hairy guy above him pushing around. And I think that's what a lot of people get their ideas from. So yeah, I think that's where a lot of people get confused at. And it's,
I'll say gay people are way more adventurous when it comes to sex.
you think so? What makes you say that? Clarify. Or give an example. We'll be good with both.
It's very true. I'm sorry about that. When it comes to men on men, men are hormonal and will fuck just about anywhere. Reasons most gay villages and such places have been called bathhouses, where gay people go and have sex. Bathhouses are like a motel where you walk the halls and they grab and fuck whatever you like and see.
Wow. Okay. Oh, gross.
It smells like cum. Don't. It smells like cum, so don't go.
Just ew. Oh my god. There was a slight attraction for it for a second until you said that. It's just that's too much. Way too much. Okay. Sai, I'm going to take the spotlight off of you for just a second. Gia. Would you be willing to answer a question or two for us? If not, that's fine. It's totally up to you. Way, I guess, gangbang.
Oh my god. Shy. Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, side note, does anyone watch... What is that show? Robot Chicken at night? Has anyone ever watched Robot Chicken?
I think everybody watches Robot Chicken.
I'm sorry, but when I hear the word gangbang, the first thing I think of is that robot that starts humping everything that's metal. I don't know why.
He like humps the washing machine.
Yes, that one. For some reason I just think of that and I don't know why. Okay, anyway. Okay, Gio, do you mind if we ask you a few questions?
No, not at all.
Okay, everyone. Bisexual. So, I kind of want to ask him a few questions also. Now, the first thing I think that comes to everyone's mind when you think about such a question is, do you have a three-way relationship?
Have I ever had a three-way relationship?
Yeah, where is you a guy and a girl in one relationship?
No. I've had offers, but that's not my speed. I prefer one partner at a time.
And do you lean more towards men or women, or is it kind of equal?
I'd say it was equal.
And which would be your current relationship, male or female?
Male. Definitely male right now.
Wow, Sai, you did not know this. And I've known him 10 minutes.
What did you think I was, Sai? I'm bi. I go back and forth between the dark and the light side.
Dark. Wait, which side is the dark side?
Gay, of course.
Okay, I was about to say, you gonna call us women the dark side? Really? Anyway. But I think a lot of men would say that. Oh Lord, oh look, there you go. Anyway. Gio. I'm gonna kinda ask you similar questions to what I asked Sai, sorry. Was your family an issue whenever you came out about being bisexual? Did you lose him? Did I say Sai? I meant Gio.
Okay, I'm
Gio.
sorry about that. What was the question?
Did you have an issue with your family when you came out about being bisexual?
To be honest, I'm still not fully out. Um, I am a black male in real life, and my people are not as susceptible to that type of thing. So I kind of look at it
Ah,
as, it's my business what I do behind closed doors.
gotcha, gotcha, and that's understandable. Um, Now I have to ask you this. I ask everybody this, like I told Sai.
Oh, ask away.
What, where was the weirdest place you've had a sexual encounter? This is like everybody's favorite question.
Um, well, for me, that type of thing is just kind of like I've had sex somewhat everywhere, so that's a pretty hard question to answer. I've had sex in cars, in parks, public bathrooms. Um, you guys are crazy. But yeah, I really can't say. I've had sex some of everywhere.
Wow.
I've been to like gay bars where people are just at the bar getting banged out over pool
Oh my
tables,
god.
and I've had sex some of everywhere. So yeah.
Wow. I need to find out where these places are. Anyway, um, what was your most embarrassing sexual moment?
Um, it's pretty embarrassing and disgusting. I had been drinking and smoking one night with
Mm-hmm.
a guy, and he was giving me a rim job, and I farted in his face.
Oh my god. And how did
He
this
was
other gentleman?
he was done after that too. That sexual encounter ended pretty pretty fast after that.
Oh god. Oh, that is the best one I've ever heard. That's got to be like number one on the list. I'm gonna start keeping a list of everybody's answer for that. Poor Sai is over there freaking out. Oh Lord, I don't even know how to follow that. I'm just gonna drop the mic and walk off the stage after that. Um, wow. uh, I'm I'm kind of afraid to ask the audience if they have any questions for you.
That was a one time experience. Don't judge me.
Oh Lord. My brain just went blank after that. That's just wow. Oh, sigh. That's so mean.
Right, Leo? He said the guy got pink eye.
Oh God. Stink eye. Oh God. I'm sorry, Gio, if you catch a lot of hell for that.
No, it's okay. I'm laughing at the comments. I'm still having a little bit of chat lag with my mic, so sorry if I'm delayed a little bit.
No one's asked anything yet. They're still just making random comments. Um, okay, I'm going to ask you both this, Sai and Gio. Well, first let me ask you this, Gio. Are you a top or bottom?
I'm sorry about that. It's like I'm reading Sai's comments again. Um, I'm verse. I kind of Well, I say I'm a verse bottom because I usually go for more of a masculine man,
Mhm.
and I prefer to bottom when I'm with masculine guys. But I have been with my share of bottoms too. So it really just depends. If I'm with a femme guy, I usually do topping, and if I'm with a masculine guy, I'll bottom.
So you're versatile.
Yeah.
That's always interesting. Always fun. Um, I want to ask you both this, Gio and Sai. When you're on the bottom, does it hurt when you're taking?
Well, I'll say for me, when I first started, the first time I had sex as a bottom at 19, yes, it hurt like hell. It was the worst feeling on earth. But if you have a top that's willing to take time and um, I don't know, I guess finesse you the right way, because I like really passionate sex, so he can make it pleasurable. But if you have someone just banging you out, it's probably gonna hurt, unless you get banged out all the time. Your butt usually becomes used to it.
Yes, to answer the question that was asked to me, yes, it does. Lucy Caboose
Let
sigh.
me see what
Oh
Sai
my god.
said. It hurts if you rush it. They need to take it slow when entering. I absolutely agree.
I have tried several times and I just can't. I can't. I don't know why. I guess I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. Um, I'm losing my train of thought. Um, I just got asked by my daughter what kind of show I'm doing, and I really don't want to tell her what I'm doing. Um, yes, Sai, the male G slot. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, I agree if done right. So apparently, Sai's ex didn't know where the male G spot was. Maybe he couldn't reach that far.
Is that the same X that had the pin dick that you couldn't feel?
Yeah, that's why I'm assuming he didn't know where it was because he couldn't reach that far.
Oh my gosh. Does anyone have any questions for the two gentlemen on the couch here? Aw, sigh. Um, there's a gentleman on the seat next to you who seems to be very, um, interested in the romantic, passionate sex, so maybe he could give you a few pointers.
Is that what you're looking for, Sai? Maybe I can help you out.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yay.
I'm a professional in that area.
Sai, Leo's asked, have you ever tried it with a girl? Oh my god, really that dramatic?
I'm a bottom. A girl has nothing to offer me. If I saw vagina, I would barf all over it. Wow.
Oh my god. So basically, Sigh, you're a vaginaphobe? Is that even a word? Did I just make up a word?
Sai says he's strictly dickly.
I just made up a word, vaginaphobe.
Wow.
Oh my lord. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say all that, Khalil. Yeah. I don't even like looking at mine. I'm not afraid of it and stuff. Excuse me just one moment. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody. I took too big of a drink of soda, and that would have been very unattractive of what I just did. Anyway, Gio and Sai, I would love to thank both of you for coming out and doing this tonight. Gio, you're awesome for stepping in at the last minute. Sai, I want to thank you for coming and putting yourself out there like that. I know we still have a little bit more time.
No problem.
I want to ask y'all this. Do you think if there's any way possible for today's society to be a little bit more accepting of the gay and bisexual relationships? I mean, do you think there's a way that people could learn?
Well, I think with evolution, in general, we're gearing towards that every day. Like, society's way more accepting than society was 10, 20 years ago. So it's like everything you watch on TV nowadays is gay, or has a gay character, or, you know, has a gay influence in some way, shape, or form. So I think so. And Sai says the bigger cities became more accepting. Smaller towns aren't with it at all.
And you're right, Gio. That is very, very true. Very true. Um, do you think that let's see how to word this right? Do you think that homosexuality and racism are equal in the way that they are portrayed as? I don't know how to ask this. Um,
I think I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I do. I personally do. Like I said, I'm black, and coming from the black culture, a lot of people say that it's not. They say you can't help what color your skin is when you're born, but you really can't help being born with a certain sexual orientation either. You know, you like what you like. And both of them really don't have anything to do with the next person and how they're living and how they perceive life. Like, you know, you do what's for you and I do what's for me. So I think goes hand in hand. I think people should be free to be who they are, as long as it's not hurting or hindering anyone else.
Do you sometimes feel that people go out of their way to make it a big deal?
Yeah, but what I've learned is most people who go out of their way to make it a big deal probably have some holdups of their own. They probably have some thoughts in the back of their head that they're fighting or something like that. Because um, if you don't like something, you generally stay away from it, right? If I
Mm-hmm.
don't like you or I don't want to be around you, I'm not going to go out of my way to be around you and make an issue out of it. So most people that are really homophobic, they just don't deal with gay people, as opposed to people that have hangups of their own and want to go out of their way to make it harder on gay people.
Right. And still says where he's from that gay marriage is legal, and almost everybody he knows is she. Sorry, she. Just realized Stills was a girl. Sorry. Where she's from, everybody. Excuse me. Where Stills is from, gay marriage is legal, and almost everybody she knows is in support of gay rights. And I agree with her where she says it's it is changing, albeit slowly. And I know that even with all the changes that have been going on in society, I've noticed that recently there's been more of an outrage about it. Do you think that that's because it's more in the limelight now? That people are noticing it more and talking about it more and seeing it more? Do you think that that could be a reason for it to be such a huge issue now? Because I know that even though it's being more and more accepted, that there's still a lot of hate and anger towards it, and it's more prominent these days. Do you think that's because people are basically putting it out there more instead of being silent about it?
I'll go ahead and answer while Side types his answer. My personal take on it is it is being put out there more than before. It wasn't. It was pretty taboo a couple of years ago, so it wasn't a subject that was talked about. But I'm a pretty big conspiracy theorist. I think that there are certain agendas that are being pushed by higher forms of power, and right now there's a big gay agenda being pushed. Um, and I think that's why so many people have a problem with it. It's like you can't watch a movie nowadays without there being 50 million gay jokes or gay references being made. And I kind of have an issue with that because I think people should be free to choose or be whoever they are naturally. I don't think it should be forced upon people. And kids watch a lot of this stuff, so before, whereas a kid may not know to be gay because it didn't exist to them, they had never seen it anywhere. Now you see it on everything, so I think that's why it's a bigger issue now than before.
Angel's here. Everyone say hi to my daughter. This is my daughter, Angel.
Hi, Angel.
um, so, okay, so Sai agrees with you. Now, I had a question and just lost it that fast. Okay, you were mentioning about movies and kids watching these movies and stuff like that. Do you honestly think that seeing a gay couple in a movie or in person, do you think that could actually affect the way a kid grows up? They
Not
think
a
that,
gay, not a gay couple per
oh,
se, but maybe like a gay sex scene or something like that. Something a little bit more in depth. I don't think just seeing a gay couple would affect a child in the way they grew up. The point I was just making is just like if, like when we were growing up, when we were kids, you didn't see that type of thing. It was taboo. It was kind of hidden from the public eye. It was kind of like you do whatever you do behind closed doors, but now it's just out there. So, you know, when a kid sees it, they have a choice to make instantly. You know, whether I like guys or girls or transsexuals or whatever. Whereas when we were kids, that type of thing didn't exist. The only type of sex that existed was between a man and a woman, and gay sex only existed in your mind. You know, I didn't see my
alright.
first gay porn until I was like, actually, I was a kid. I was probably about 13 or 14. But you know, these kids can go online at the age of 6 now and watch whatever type of porn they want to watch.
Right. And, I don't want to seem out of the way, but how old are you? Yeah.
I'm 26.
Oh, still a baby. Oh my gosh. How old are you, Sai?
Size 25.
Babies. Oh my gosh. I feel so old. Oh, my daughter's older than me. So it's kind of funny. Anyway,
You guys aren't old.
Leo is. No. Kidding. Kidding. Sorry. Sorry. Um, I'm sorry. It just sounds funny to hear someone younger than me say, when I was growing up, because I'm at that age now to where I can actually say that and mean it. Um, oh, that is not true. That is so not true. It helps, but it's not true. Sorry, joking, joking. Oh my god. Oh, I'm getting off track here. Sai, are you single? Okay, let's get to Still's question. She asked, Sai, you mentioned that you identified as a female as a youngster. Do you still feel that way, and have you ever thought of or considered sex change? I don't think anything is politically correct today. Still, none of it's politically correct. And Angel, you're going to stay single until I say you can date.
Um, and for stills, I did think about transition, but the way my body is shaped, I don't really think I could do it. And I feel better as a man. Hold on one second. Okay. And I feel better as a man who says I still can't be pretty, but still be a guy, right? I agree. Did you guys hear
I
that?
don't.
Did I press the button?
Yeah. We heard it. I'm just thinking of where to go with that. Um, yes. I mean, if you're comfortable with who you are and everything, I wouldn't even, see a point in thinking about it. Because as long as you're comfortable with you and your body, yay. I mean, I'm not. I wish I could lose a pound or two, but uh, so you're effeminate. Children are taught to discriminate. They're taught to hate. Um, It's like I saw in a commercial one time, a long time ago. Babies aren't born hating people. They're taught it. And it starts with the adults. Exactly. They're shown how to hate. And, it's up to us adults to teach them better. We were all the same, yet we all have red blood. Everybody has red blood. And a lot of people tend to forget that. So, on that note, we are going to end the show for tonight. Thank you, Sai and Gio, for coming out and doing this with us. Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you for having us.
It was a pleasure, Gio. Thank you so much for stepping in for Sai. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And everyone have a good night. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you all here next week. Good night. Very good advice. I think we lost Gio.
Oh no, I'm still here. Closing remarks. I'd probably say the same thing. Just educate your kids to be accepting of everyone in every shape and form. If someone is not hurting or burdening, did you guys? I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. But if someone's not causing harm in any way, then they should be free to do them and be who they are.
Very well said. Well said. And I agree with everything you guys have said tonight. I want to thank you so much for coming out and doing this. I know not a lot of people would come and put themselves out here like that, and we appreciate it. And I want to thank you for helping us try to school people, let them know that being different is not bad. And that's something I try to instill with the shows that I do. Let's see. Does anyone else have any questions they would like to ask before we close for the night? If not, we'll go ahead and say good night. That's very good, Angel. That's good that you're teaching your daughter to do that. A lot more parents should do that with their kids, but then again, guys, can you hear me? So I was asking, we're almost to the end of the show for tonight. Do you have any last thoughts or anything that you would like to share? Sai says to educate your children, let them know about gays and that it's okay to be who you are. Gay, straight, bi, or transsexual. Very, very excellent advice, Sai. Correct? Effeminate? In between? Oh, so you're normal.
Size in between.
Normal. I know a lot of men will not admit this, but they all have feminine moments. I don't care what they say. You can be the biggest, burliest, bulked up guy in the world and still have your feminine moment.
I agree. I catch my dad in weird headspaces sometimes. Slice says most very feminine men are dramatic and like to cause a lot of drama They're called queens.
I actually know a few queens. I work with one. Um, so, is there anything that either of you guys would like to say about anything, no matter how weird it is? Any final thoughts?